The years went by. Yudhishthir had sent Arjun to find out the news of the Yadus and Krishna in Dwarka. It was a couple of months before Arjun came. Parikshit had become a young man. Yudhishthir started seeing inauspicious signs, and that worried him tremendously. Yudhishthir said, "What's going on? The seasons are getting disrupted on this earth. The monsoon doesn't come in time, the winter doesn't come in time, the summer doesn't come in time. The clouds come and they do not rain. The smoke gathers, it refuses to move. The cows refuse to give milk. If they do, the calves, they refuse to drink. I am seeing an increase in irreligion amongst the people. There are so many crimes being committed. What is happening? Is it that the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, who had so mercifully displayed his pastimes upon the planet Earth, has brought his pastimes to a close and departed?" Arjun began thinking in this manner when he found, Yudhishthir began thinking in this manner when he found Arjun returning from Dwarka. Arjun's face was fallen. His tej, his luster had disappeared, and he was dragging his feet. Yudhishthir said, "Arjun, what is the matter? Why has your luster disappeared? Is it because of some crime? Or is it because of some very bad news? What is going on? Please share with me what you wish to have, what you are harboring." So Arjun broke the news. He said that Sri Krishna, by whose power we were glorious, and by whose power we performed amazing feats, and who was the soul of our souls, the basis of our life, he arranged for the Yadus, his family members, to fight amongst themselves and finish themselves off, and then he himself closed his pastimes. He has departed from the world. So Arjun was heartbroken. His throat was full with emotion. He could hardly speak. He said, "Oh Sri Krishna, in front of my eyes I found the city of Dwarka getting flooded. As Sri Krishna left, on his instructions I went there. And he had asked me to take the queens with him, with me to Hastinapur. In front of my eyes I found that the ocean water is coming and flooding into the city of Dwarka, and Dwarka got submerged. The few who were coming with me, the same Arjun, with the same Gandiv, had lost all power, and the Bhils, the tribals, attacked me on the way. I did not even have the strength to defend myself against them." So moment Kunti Devi heard that Sri Krishna had departed, she immediately went into a room. Her devotion was so intense, her life airs departed from her soul. Kunti Devi also left the world. Yudhishthir made a decision. Yudhishthir said, "Now I do not wish to engage in these kingly duties. Kaliyuga has made its appearance, the age of Kali. I am totally detached. I wish to retire to the forest and engage in spiritual practices." Yudhishthir established Parikshit, Arjun's grandson, as the king. And the 5 Pandavas, along with Draupadi, they retired to the forest. There is the famous Swargarohan Katha in the Mahabharata, how the 5 Pandavas along with Draupadi, they climbed up the Himalayas and all that happened. So Parikshit, now a young man, he became the king. He started ruling in a wonderful, righteous manner. And under him, there was prosperity, justice, peace in his kingdom. He had a few children. The eldest of them was Janmejaya. Those who have read the Mahabharata, etc., they regularly meet Janmejaya. So Parikshit one day was traveling in his kingdom. The kings used to go and check the state of their kingdom. So he went to one place and he found a cow, a white cow crying. And by the side of it was a bull standing on one leg. The bull was moving on one leg. The cow was shedding tears. This cow and bull were engaging in conversation. The cow was actually Mother Earth personified. And the bull was Dharma, religiosity. So they both were engaging in conversation and Parikshit heard their discussion. The bull was asking the cow, "Why are you crying? Are you seeing my unhappiness and that is why you are crying?" Because the bull had one leg only, 3 legs broken. So the bull was consoling the cow that, what is happiness and what is misery in this world? These are all relative terms. One poor person in the slums, if they get a square meal, they feel happy. I could eat so much. And one Sethji, if he doesn't get badam barfi, he is unhappy. So what is happiness? What is unhappiness? One person is unhappy because the air conditioning was not working, and one person is sleeping in the heat while the mosquitoes are biting. Once I was staying in a dharmashala with lots of mosquitoes in India. So there were different, some poor people also staying there. And this little girl, I found her face full of these little pimples. So what happened? So she said, "These mosquito bites." Now while I used to take, some mosquito repellent, she never had anything. I said, "My God, every day the mosquitoes come and bite you. How are you able to sleep? One mosquito makes it impossible for us to sleep." So the bull said, "What is happiness? What is unhappiness? There is nothing to lament about." The cow said, "No, it's not that. There are so many sins being committed on me, Mother Earth. I am disturbed. The way people's mentalities are slipping. They are moving away from the path of dharma. They are embracing adharma. Seeing all this, I am disturbed and shedding tears." So Parikshit was hearing this conversation and deeply moved by it when he found one ugly man, very dark. He came with a stick, a staff, and started breaking that one leg of the bull. Parikshit said, "You have the courage to do this in my kingdom in front of my eyes? Don't you know it's the dharma of a king to prevent injustice? towards women, towards the weak, towards the old. You are doing this in front of my eyes. So Parikshit gave him chase. That man ran here and there and finally he surrendered to Parikshit. Parikshit said, "Who are you to do something like this?" The man revealed, he said, "I am Kaliyuga, the age of Kali, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy." Parikshit said, "What are you doing in my kingdom?" He said, "By the will of God, these ages come, and I have to come by the plan of God. You have to give me some shelter in your kingdom where I can reside." You know the sequence of yugas: Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kaliyuga. So it's my time, I have to come. So Parikshit realized that he has to give some place to Kaliyuga. So he said, "All right, you can reside in these 4 places in my kingdom. In the prostitute houses, in the slaughterhouses, in the gambling dens, and in the liquor bars. From there, you can increase your influence if you wish." Kaliyuga said, "These places don't exist in your kingdom. You are saying go to these 4 places, they don't exist in your kingdom. Give me some solid place where I can reside." Parikshit said, "All right, as a special concession, a 4th place as well. You are welcome to reside in gold." So now Kaliyuga got an entry point. So wherever there was gold, through that Kaliyuga would increase his influence. Now the time had come, time was progressing. So Parikshit, one day he put on a golden crown. He did not remember that he had given this boon to Kaliyuga that you can reside in gold. He put on the golden crown and he went out for a hunt. The kings of those days, they used to hunt. So in the forest, he came to a hut. He was feeling thirsty. He thought maybe this hut of some sage, I can get some water. He entered the hut and Shamik Rishi was sitting there in deep meditation, oblivious of the goings on outside. So Parikshit's duty was to respect this great sage, but Kaliyuga had begun affecting his intellect. He said, "Oh sage, I want water. Don't pretend you are in meditation. Give up this acting and give me some water." Shamik Rishi was motionless in his meditation. Parikshit felt insulted. There was a dead snake lying nearby. Parikshit picked up the snake with a stick and placed it around Shamik Rishi's neck as a garland, as an insult, and went off from there. Now, having gone back, Parikshit started regretting what he had done. He thought, that's not the way to respect a sage. No matter what he was doing, it was my duty to show my respect to him. What did I do? There, Shamik Rishi's son, Shringi, had gone for a bath in the river. And with his mental ability, he came to know what had happened. When he returned, he found the snake on his father's neck, and Shringi felt insulted. He said, "These kings, they are supposed to be the protectors of the people, and look what they do. They have no sense of dignity, of devotion, of respecting the wise and the aged. I curse him. 7 days from now, the poisonous snake Takshak will come and bite him and be the cause of his death. So when Shamik Rishi, he came out of his trance, he found the dead snake, he put it aside, and his son Shringi told him, Father, this is what happened and I've cursed the king. Shamik said, my child, you should not have done that. It's because of the king that the people are protected. He is a righteous king following dharma, and you have cursed him. At least go and tell him what you have done. He doesn't even know that he's been cursed. So Shringi went to inform Parikshit, coming to know that he had been cursed to die in 7 days. Now imagine if any of us came to know that, how disturbed we would be. But look at Parikshit's equanimity based on detachment. He was informed he is going to die in 7 days from the bite of Takshak. Parikshit said, all right, never mind. Everybody is going to die in 7 days. There are only 7 days. If you start from Sunday, you end on Saturday. If you start from Monday, you end on Sunday. There are 7 days in which everybody dies. So what is the big deal? He said, never mind now. Forget it. I'm not going to go to some Mahatmas, Babaji, please give me some vibhuti so my life gets enhanced. Never mind. Just accept it. Sheer acceptance. He rejected his kingdom like a blade of straw. Imagine he was Chakravarti Samrat, the great emperor, and he walked off even without giving any instructions. Oh, after me, the gas is on the stove, you have to do this, I did not lock this and my bank account. He just walked off. His eldest son was 7 years old, Janmejaya. You take care of yourself, I know God is taking care. Now my priorities have changed. He rejected the whole kingdom. He renounced it as if it was a blade of grass. And he went to the banks of the Ganges. There he sat down. Now, the sages of the universe, via their divine internet, they came to know that something special is going to happen. They all started gathering there. Ved Vyas came. His Guru Parashar came. His Guru Shakti came. His Guru Vasisht came. Other sages, Atri came, Pulastya came, Pulaha came. They all gathered there. Parikshit was sitting, having given up eating and drinking. So the sages said, we hear you have been cursed to die in 7 days. Parikshit said, O sages, a curse is something that causes misfortune. In my case, I am having the good fortune of the darshan and association of all of you. Who can call this a curse? If as a result of something, I'm having the opportunity to have darshan of such elevated saints, should I call it a curse or a blessing? But I don't wish to waste time in artificial etiquette and formalities. I have some questions and I would like answers for them. The Vyas Asan, the speaker's seat, was laid out in front of all of them. Who will become the Vyas, the speaker? These great sages, they did not go there to sit on the Vyasasana. All of a sudden, Ved Vyas's 16-year-old son, Shukadev, appeared. Without asking anybody, he went and sat down there. This Shukadev, his position is amazing. Now this dialogue began between Shukadev and Parikshit. So Parikshit asks him, Yat shrotavyamato japyam yat kartavyam nribhi prabho smartavyam bhajaniyam va bruhi adva viparyayam. At the end of that first canto, he asks him, over the 19 chapters we've covered, at the end he says, O sage, thank you so much for coming here. I have 7 days to live. In 7 days, I wish to attain the highest welfare. Please tell me what I should do. Yat shrotavyam atho japyam yat kartavyam nrivih prabho. What japa should I do? What vrat, fast should I keep? Which holy place should I go to? What should I meditate? Should I awaken the kundalini? Should I do tratak meditation? Should I do a yagya? What is the best sadhan, means for me? Please enlighten me. So here, the first canto ends. Now we move on.